Welcome to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetype guide. We are diving into the most tactical, spell-heavy control deck in the game. Sky Striker is a lineup of warrior and machine monsters centered around the Sky Striker Ace Link monsters. This archetype is known for its deep toolbox of quick-play spell cards, allowing players to adapt to any situation, grind out duels, and win through sheer card advantage. Engage is your main search card that lets you add any Sky Striker card from your deck to your hand, and if you have 3 or more spells in the GY, you get to draw 1 card too. Best to use this once you've filled your GY with at least 3 spells to maximize its power and keep your hand advantage going. Afterburners is your spot removal that destroys 1 face-up monster, and if you have 3 or more spells in the GY, you can pop a spell or trap too. Best to use this when you need to clear strong monsters or back row before linking off your Sky Striker Ace monsters. Jamming Waves is your reverse of Afterburners, destroying a set spell or trap first, then a monster if you've got 3 or more spells in the GY. Best to use this to bait out or punish back row heavy decks. It's a perfect counter to Floodgates. Scissors Cross is your recovery spell that adds a level 4 Sky Striker Ace monster from the GY to your hand, or special summons it if you have 3 or more spells in the GY. Best to use this for bringing back Ray or Rose for another round of link plays or quick defense. Vector Blast is your disruption tool that mills the top 2 cards of both decks and can shuffle your opponent's extra monster zone monsters into the deck if you've got 3 or more spells in the GY. Best to use early game to fuel your GY with spells or late game to reset your opponent's extra deck field presence. Lemnis Gate is your recycling card that shuffles back Sky Striker monsters and spells and bounces cards on the field based on how many you return. It can also link summon a Sky Striker Ace from the GY after being banished. Best to use this in the mid to late game to refresh your resources and catch your opponent off guard with an immediate link summon. Eagle Booster is your protection spell that makes a monster unaffected by other effects for the turn, and if you have 3 or more spells in your GY, it can't be destroyed by battle either. Best to use this to protect your Sky Striker Ace Link monsters during key plays or to ensure a safe direct attack. Hornet Drones is your starter card that summons a Sky Striker Ace token to kickstart your link summons, and if you have 3 or more spells in your GY, it gets 1500 attack and defense. Best to use this to make Kagari or Hay-8 on turn 1. It's the easiest way to get your engine running. Shark Cannon is your GY control that banishes an opponent's monster or special summons it to your field if you have 3 or more spells in the GY. Best to use this to interrupt combo decks by removing key GY pieces or steal your opponent's monster for your own plays. Widow Anchor is your quick negation spell that negates a monster's effects, and if you've got 3 or more spells in the GY, you can take control of it until the end phase. Best to use this during your opponent's turn to shut down their boss monster, or steal it for an OTK setup. Linkage is your OTK enabler that sends 1 card you control to the GY to special summon another Sky Striker Ace from your extra deck, giving it plus 1000 attack if you have both light and dark aces in your field or GY. Best to use this during the battle phase to swap Shizuku or Hay-8 into Kagari or Zeke for massive damage and finishing blows. Airspace Area 0 is your field spell that excavates the top 3 cards of your deck to search a Sky Striker card, then sends one of your cards to the GY if successful. If it's sent to the GY, it can special summon a Sky Striker Ace from your deck. Best to use this with multi-roll or Hornet Drones to trigger the summon effect and extend your board presence. Hercules Base is your equip spell that lets your monster attack twice and draw 1 card if it destroys something while you have 3 or more spells in your GY. When sent to the GY, it recycles up to 3 Sky Striker cards from your GY back into your deck. Best to use on Hay-8 for multiple direct attacks or to recycle key spells like Engage and Widow Anchor during long duels. Multi-roll is your main engine card that sends one of your own cards to the GY to protect your spells from being negated that turn. During the end phase, it sets Sky Striker spells from your GY back to the field. Best to keep this on the field as long as possible. It's your ultimate grind tool that refills your back row every turn and snowballs card advantage fast. Ray is your starter monster that lets you tag into any Sky Striker Ace Link monster as a quick effect. If your Link monster leaves the field, she can revive herself from the GY to keep your plays going. Best to use Ray as your main combo piece and line of defense. She keeps you on the field even through board wipes or monster removal. Rose is your backup to Ray, letting you special summon her from the hand whenever a Sky Striker Ace monster hits the field. She can also revive herself from the GY when your opponent's extra monster leaves the field. Best to pair her with Ray for extra link material or to pressure your opponent's board while maintaining field control. Aileron is your mini support card that equips a Sky Striker Ace monster to give it plus 400 attack. If destroyed, it can send a Sky Striker spell from your deck to the GY to set up your plays. Best to use as a setup tool for engage or multi-roll, since it helps fill your GY with spells and extend your plays. Cyanos is your spell discard extender that special summons itself, then brings out Sky Striker Ace Rose from your deck or GY. It can also recycle Rose from Banish or GY for more plays. Best to use this when you need more bodies for link summoning, especially when setting up light and dark aces for linkage power boosts. Ciela is your tactical support that lets you give control of itself to your opponent to revive a Sky Striker Ace from your GY. When destroyed, it recovers a banished Sky Striker spell. Best to use for utility or to bait attacks. She can disrupt the opponent's field while giving you valuable spell recovery. Akash is your defensive option that prevents your link monsters from being destroyed by banishing a spell from your GY. If destroyed, it adds a banished Sky Striker spell back to your hand. Best to use as protection for your key link monsters like Kagari or Shizuku, especially during grind games. Himmel is your hand trap style protection that negates effects targeting your link monsters by banishing 2 spells from the GY. When destroyed, it adds a banished Sky Striker spell to your hand. Best to use to defend your aces against targeting disruption or negation heavy matchups. Surgical Striker Hamp is your removal monster that can special summon itself to either field by tributing a monster from that field. When destroyed by battle, it pops one of your opponent's cards. Best to use this to remove problem monsters that can't be targeted or destroyed by spells. It's Sky Striker's built-in tough boss monsters. Kagari is your fiery link one that lets you recycle a Sky Striker spell from your GY back to your hand when she's special summoned. She also gains 100 attack for each spell in your GY. Best to use Kagari mid-combo to recover key cards like Engage or Widow Anchor, but make sure you don't lock yourself out. She can only be summoned once per turn. Shizuku is your end phase searcher that adds a Sky Striker spell from your deck to your hand with a different name from the ones already in your GY. She also weakens your opponent's monsters by 100 attack and defense for each spell in your GY. Best to end your turn on Shizuku to gain free advantage every end phase. Perfect for setting up your next turn. Hayate is your direct attacker that sends a Sky Striker card from your deck to the GY after it battles. Best to use Hayate to kickstart your plays by sending Engage, Ray, or any setup card to the GY. Then tag her out for Kagari or Shizuku. Kana is your defensive link one that stops one of your opponent's monsters from attacking the turn she summoned, and she also gives you 100 life points each time you activate a Sky Striker spell. Best to use Kano when you need to stall or protect yourself from attacks, especially after a Hornet Drone's play. Zeke is your Link 2 that banishes one face-up monster on the field until your opponent's next end phase when Link summoned. It can also target another of your cards to send it to the GY and gain 1000 attack. Best to use Zeke for temporary removal or to clear your own multi-roll or Area 0 for extra value. Zero is your flexible Link 2 that searches a Sky Striker spell from your deck or GY when summoned. It can tribute itself as a quick effect to special summon Ray and Rose, then destroy a card on the field. Best to use Zero when you want to extend your plays or build pressure. Its tag-out effect sets up your next Link summons perfectly. Azalea is your aggressive Link 2 that destroys a card when summoned, but sends itself to the GY if you have 3 or fewer spells there. It can also banish a spell from your GY to destroy an opponent's monster during battle. Best to use Azalea once your GY is loaded with spells. She's great for spot removal and battle dominance. Camellia is your setup Link 2 that sends a Sky Striker card from your deck to the GY if you have 3 or fewer spells there. When sent to the GY, she can revive herself to your opponent's field and send one of their monsters to the GY. Best to use Camellia early to set up your spells, or as a disruptive piece when sent off by Zeke or Zero. Azalea Temperance is your Link 3 that can equip an opponent's monster to itself by banishing a spell from your hand or GY. When destroyed by battle, it special summons a Sky Striker monster from your hand or GY. Best to use Temperance as a boss monster to remove threats without targeting or destruction. It's also great for recycling Ray or Rose. Prototype Sky Striker Asamatsu is your risky Link 1 that can turn an opponent's monster effect into a self-destruct command on one of their Sky Striker Ace monsters. It can also destroy itself and an opponent's card during battle declarations. Best to use Amatsu as a surprise counter to strong monster effects, but be careful, its destructive ability affects both sides. Surgical Striker Spectra is your Link 4 boss that negates and destroys when your opponent chains multiple effects. It loses 3000 attack if you have no spells in your GY, so managing your spells is key. Best to use Spectra as your endgame powerhouse. It punishes reactive decks and turns your GY into a weapon. And Combined Maneuver Engage 0 is your Link 2 ace that negates a monster's effects if it has 2,500 or more attack, and if it attacks while Ray and Rose are in your GY. It destroys all your opponent's monsters at the start of the damage step. Best to use Engage 0 as your finisher. It's the ultimate cleanup card that can swing the duel instantly when your setup is ready. The main goal of a Sky Striker is to control the pace of the duel using its powerful spell cards, while focusing on resource control, disruption, and precise sequencing rather than brute force. This playstyle focuses on stacking your GY with Sky Striker spells like Engage, Afterburners, and Widow Anchor to unlock their bonus effects. With 3 or more spells in the GY, every card you play gives you even more value, making it hard for your opponent to keep up. Sky Striker aces Ray and Rose can tag into different Sky Striker ace Link monsters during either player's turn. This lets you switch between effects like Hayate's Mill, Kaguri's Recycle, or Shizuku's Search while dodging removal. Cards like Multi-Roll and Engage let you recycle used spells and gain extra draws every turn. This keeps your hand full and your opponent out of options. Indeed, a signature Sky Striker win condition. When it's time to close the game, Hayate attacks directly to send Linkage or Engage to the GY, then you chain Linkage to summon another Sky Striker ace and double your attack for an OTK. Because most of the engine revolves around spells, Sky Striker can run almost any tech cards from hand traps like Ash Blossom and Effect Veiler to board breakers like Evenly Matched. This adaptability makes the deck extremely flexible in any meta. However, Sky Striker isn't without flaws. Its reliance on specific conditions and low monster count means it can easily crumble under the wrong setup. Since the archetype's power lies in its spells, cards like Anti-Spell Fragrance or Cursed Seal of the Forbidden Spell can completely shut it down. Losing access to Engage or Widow Anchor often means losing control of the duel. Most Sky Striker ace monsters have low attack, making them easy to destroy in battle. Without protection from spells like Hornet Drones, they can struggle against aggressive decks. Because you can't activate most Sky Striker spells if you control monsters in your main monster zones, the deck intentionally runs a few monsters. This leaves you open to direct attacks or OTKs if you misplay. Banishing Ray or your spell cards from the GY with cards like Called by the Grave or DD Crow can cripple your long-term resource engine, forcing you to play at a disadvantage. And cards like Kaiju monsters can tribute your Link monsters and block your main monster zone, locking you out of activating key spells. This bypasses Ray's revival effect and can completely stall your plays. Therefore, Sky Striker stands as one of most skill-intensive archetypes, a deck that rewards patience, precision, and tactical mastery. It's not about overpowering your opponent in one turn, but about outmaneuvering them across many. So if you enjoy methodical gameplay, chaining quick play spells, and always having the right answer at the right time, the Sky Striker archetype might just be your perfect control deck.